Hey everybody, welcome back to Dog Focus Training. Today I want to talk about the dog that knocked the Labrador Retriever off of the pedestal, as the number one dog registered in the United States for almost 5 decades. The Labrador Retriever kind of seemed like he was going to stay there forever, but there's a new king in town, and the new king actually happens to be the French Bulldog. So I want to talk today about the French Bulldog. I've got 5 reasons why I think the French Bulldog is the perfect dog for knocking the Labrador Retriever off. Even though I'm going to stick with my Labs, I love my bigger dogs. I think in the 21st century, in the era that we're moving into, the French Bulldog really is the perfect dog to be number one, to be the new crowned king, if you will, in the AKC dog world. So let's jump into it. 5 reasons why I think the French Bulldog took the number one spot for the first time away from the Labrador Retriever. Okay, the first reason why I think this dog took the Labrador Retriever's place has to do with their size. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the world that we're living in, property sizes are going down. Home sizes might be growing a little bit, but actual acreage in a typical starter home is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so with less and less land, it becomes more and more difficult to keep a Labrador. The French Bulldog comes with this amazing personality. They're super friendly, but because of their squishy little faces and their floppy little ears, you match that with a really fun personality, and you have almost like a living stuffed animal, which really kind of fits the generation of today. It helps it helps satisfy or quench the need for a dog companion, which I personally believe is just innate in all of us. And at the same time, this new dog breed of the 21st century doesn't require 45 minutes of a big long run or a big huge yard where they can go out and explore and tear up and terrorize. So number one is their charm and personality and their size. I think maybe more than anything, it was always going to be a little dog that took the Labrador Retriever's place. This just happens to be a little dog with a Labrador Retriever kind of personality. Okay, number 2, I've already kind of hit on this, and it has to do with their size, but because of our lifestyle and the way that we're moving away from, a typical home on 1 acre or half an acre, and we're moving into condo living or apartment living or much more of an urban style lifestyle in the United States, it seems like this dog's personality, they're not the destructive force that a Labrador Retriever can be if left in the house all day. Being a little bit smaller and more diminutive size, but still having a really good personality, they do better in apartments than like a Labrador Retriever that's been trained to be out in the fields and a working dog. So because of our more urban lifestyle, especially kind of condominiums or townhomes, smaller and smaller spaces is leading to really makes it more ideal to have a smaller dog that's not going to tear your place apart. Hey, let me interrupt here really quick and just say this. If you love all things dogs, regardless of the dog breed, big, small, dark, white, doesn't matter. If you love all things dog breed, please subscribe, hit the like button down below, as we're going to start generating more and more videos detailing the pros and the cons of every dog breed I can think of. Thanks for joining me, and I'll get back to number 3. All right, number 3, I also kind of hinted to this as well, but their personality is awesome. Not only are they cute and squishy, like we said in the first reason, but they're the kind of dog like a Labrador that you can play with, and they do well when they get out into social settings. They do fine around other people, especially if you socialize them right as a puppy. Then you don't have any concerns. A lot like a Labrador, taking them out to the park or taking them to a ball game. It seems like, in fact, I think the first French Bulldog I ever saw was at my son's, I don't know how old he was, 8-year-old football game. One of his teammates, his family had a French Bulldog, and it's the first time I ever saw the dog. I thought it looked like a bat, and as I got to know him, the dog did awesome in social settings. In that, with a whole bunch of new people, loud noises, people screaming, the dog didn't panic. He didn't get wound up. So that sociable, the sociality or the sociability of the French Bulldog is kind of like I said before, having a Labrador personality in a smaller dog. So that's the third reason. They just do really well in social settings, and being a smaller dog, they're not as likely to knock small children over or people with walkers to the ground. All right, number 4, these dogs are extremely low maintenance. When you look at, that's one of the things that made the Labrador super popular for a long time. You didn't have to take them to the groomer. If you brushed them out once or twice, a month, and then during high shedding times, which high shedding times start for Labradors, the high shedding times start in June and they go until roughly May. So if you'll just brush them out well, but that's really kind of the only maintenance that the Labradors had. The French Bulldogs are similar, very low maintenance. You don't have to take them to expensive groomers. They're relatively healthy dogs versus some of the other small breeds. They don't have a tendency to need as much attention. All dogs need attention. So when I say this, don't take it to an extreme and treat it like a cat. But they don't need the constant attention that like a golden retriever does. It doesn't have the anxiety issues that a lot of other dogs do. And the nice thing about these dogs is they do shed, and they shed. I would say they shed similar to a Labrador Retriever. These dogs are always shedding. That's the trade-off for not having to take them to a groomer. But their hair is so short and so fine that it's not like the Labrador hair, where the Labrador hair is a little bit longer and it's a little bit easier to see. So the low maintenance aspect of these dogs makes them really popular and easy for a first-time dog owner. All right, number 5, and maybe this is another reason why this is a 21st century dog breed, and it took social media to knock the Labrador Retriever off of his pedestal. And it has to do with the number of viral superstar French Bulldogs in social media platforms. I hate to say it, but social media really does influence a lot of things in our society, and eventually the influence was bound to reach the AKC and the preference of dog owners around the world, especially here in the United States. And so there are several social media platforms that highlight, or social media superstars, influencers that highlight the fun personality, the sociability, the low maintenance, all of the things that I've already talked about. And not only that, they make incredible pictures. So there's your 5 reasons. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of a new king in the AKC registered dog world. I will throw out one caveat, and that is it's kind of hard to say that the French Bulldog is the number 1 dog in America, because this is based on AKC registrations. And so it's a little bit more challenging to say that this dog is number 1 when we don't have an accurate number of how many golden doodles are out there, how many Bernedoodles are out there, how many Aussie doodles are out there. Any of those doodle mixes, as well as some of the other mixes that are becoming more and more popular. So I will say that I will offer this video with one caveat, that it is only in the AKC registered dog world that the Frenchie is king. One of the doodles, a golden doodle, may have something to say about that, especially the miniature ones. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next video.